Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number 960D. This is a, well, this is a very large bristle door sweep is what this is. They call it a door sweep. This will be used on quite specialty applications, maybe where you've got something sliding. I've seen, while this happens to be just a 24-inch length, this client had a specialty application where they needed to seal off a pair of 2-foot doors that slid away, and they needed to do so in such a fashion that they could handle both sides of the opening. And once that was sealed off, it would close an animal enclosure of all things, is what they were working on at a zoo. So this length of this bristle worked out very well for them. And the dark bronze, the D in the part number, can be done as a C for clear anodized aluminum, D for dark bronze, and then G for gold anodized. Okay, so the 960D is representative of the profile and dimensional properties of this item. And, well, there's the profile. Dimensional properties. It's 4 1/8 inch overall height. You've got 3-inch worth of bristle. Wherever you might have a need for 3-inch worth of bristle is okay by us. You might have a unusual loading dock door in the back of a restaurant or a bar that literally opens out to an alley. There's no feature other than a stoop that goes straight down to the concrete pavement, but you want to seal off that material with something quite long against, from the bottom of the door, reaching down over maybe an unusual undercut or maybe some sort of fatigued sill condition after decades of use. And you might just need something really long, and this could work for it. Generally, also, people will use these in sliding applications as well, as where you'll see it. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the pull up a document called product brochures, what you're going to be able to pull up. And that document will allow you to see the 960 in comparison to the other bristle type sweeps that are available from Reese. And you can tell immediately that the 3-inch length is practically the longest. They have a 3-inch length and a larger aluminum holder, several that are smaller, and then one that is larger at a 4-inch length. So if you're not sure exactly what you need in terms of a bristle seal, look at that product brochure before you make a final decision. It will show you the part number and also the finish. The letter at the end of the part number will indicate the finish, what's available in those items. The bristle will always be black from Reese. Now, this is listed in the website in several different lengths, everything from 2 foot like this one all the way to 8 foot. You can have longer than 8 foot. We just don't list them because of the cost to ship is generally an obstacle. If you need one that's at 14 foot, the freight will be quite noticeably expensive. If you need 30 of them, it's really not a big deal. So if you have need for a very long length, reach out to us. We'll help you source that material. We'll get you a quote on the freight. But if you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you would like for us to ship the material out at. And the reasoning is, if you had to take this, what is a 24-inch piece, if you had to cut it down at all, you'd most likely eliminate that slotted hole that's there. And you'd also have to trim the aluminum down. You'd also have to cut that steel retainer that's holding the bristle on. So don't run that through your 70-tooth carbide miter box saw. You're going to want to cut that with very heavy-duty aviation snips or end cutters to trim that off. But if you ordered a custom length, we'll not only give you everything at the proper length, but the proper distance from the edge for the slotted hole, which is very nice to account for a door that's not level, or a sill that's not level, or maybe a door that's not plumb. It will also help account for a screw hole that's walked a little bit before it pierced through. And speaking of screws, you will get screws in a complementary finish. These have self-drilling points, which do not strike me, based on my experience with Reese, as being standard. So don't expect them. However, by all means, request them if necessary. There would be a marginal increase in the cost. I am not a fan of self-drilling screws because I do feel they walk a little bit before it pierces in. I like to mark the hole, center punch it, pre-drill the hole, then use a self-tapping hole. It also will take me 17 years to put in a single door sweep, so take my experience for what it's worth. But that slotted hole will help compensate for that, okay, for that hole as well. So if you have need for a custom length, let us know. Order the next longest piece. We'll give you the slotted hole at the proper distance from the edge, everything cut to length as well. Finally, there are several items in the extended description down below that tells you a little bit more about it. That Reese brush type seals are 98% effective of an airtight seal. Remain flexible at 70 below zero. Superior sealing capabilities and very low closing force, which in my opinion is a reason why you will certainly want to consider bristle, because it has the ability to contour itself. If my fingers represented an irregular floor surface, you can see how well they contour around that. You know, that pitted concrete stoop we were kind of talking about earlier, bristle would be great for that. While this one probably is not going to be something you'd use often, but people who own restaurants like bristle weather stripping because its ability to close off everything. The inspector's looking for daylight, and the logic with the daylight is if daylight can get through, so can things that must be kept out, especially in a food preparation area. And a lot of restaurant owners like bristle because it's effective at sealing out daylight, and it is very flexible in extreme temperature, whereas solid neoprene, closed cell neoprene, while it might be flexible, it's less flexible overall at any temperature. But it is also low closing force. So you're not going to really interrupt your door closer's ability to close the door when there's really not a lot pushback, whereas a piece of 1/8 of an inch solid closed cell neoprene, you might have to pull that door closed. You'll get an exceptional seal every time you pull the door closed, but you'll have to do that. And if it's a fire rated door, obviously that's a problem. The door must maintain its integrity of being self-closing as well. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the DKS products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to their full product catalog. I'm partial to Reese. I don't know if I just said another company's name. I'm partial to Reese. Why? Well, they have industry-leading ship times, exceptional quality. Their dark bronze anodized finish, as far as I'm concerned, is the most gorgeous dark bronze that there is. I've had people call me and say, you're right, it's beautiful, it's just too light, because what they're really expecting is those dark bronze finishes that you get from other manufacturers that they're really, quite frankly, close to black. And the top of my desk, that you can see a little swatch of it there, this is clearly not black. If you want dark bronze, get dark bronze, don't get black. If you're matching oil-rubbed bronze, this is going to look exquisite. And quite frankly, I will use Reese exclusively when I want the weather stripping to look as good as the $3,000 worth of Panic hardware I just had installed on the doors. If you have any questions on the Reese number 960D door sweep with bristle or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.